Are you struggling with your English pronunciation? Well, I've got 5 super practical tips that I want to share with you today. If you haven't met me before, my name is Teacher Tom and I help students of English learn fresh, modern British English so that they can communicate with confidence and speak like a local. My first suggestion is to learn how to pronounce the 100 most common English words. 50% of all English is made up from 100 words. That's it. 100 words makes up half of all spoken English. The good news is they are very simple words and most of them you probably already know. The question is, do you know how to say them all correctly? For example, the word of. Well, it's pronounced of, right? Well, yes and no. Because when it falls in the middle of a sentence and it's an unstressed word, we pronounce it of. Of. Not of. For example, the Republic of Ireland. Plenty of fish. Game of Thrones. As you can hear, they're all pronounced with that weak form of. So if you know that of can sound like of, and it can also sound like of, then you're much more likely to be able to understand proficient English speakers and sound like one. So, just a little investment in the 100 most common English words will reap rich rewards. And why is that? Because you'll have perfected 50% of spoken English. My second tip is to find an accent role model. Someone that you know who speaks English the way that you want to. It could be someone you know, like a friend or a teacher. It could be someone that you don't know, like a public figure, for example, a politician or an actor. Choose someone whose accent and pronunciation you admire. Someone you can use as a model or a guide for your English. Now, this doesn't mean you have to change your accent or mimic them. It just means you'll have a model of English that you can use to develop and improve. It's a very personal thing, and each one of us will probably have a different idea of who we would like as an accent role model. One of my students used Gemma Chan, the British actor, as her accent role model. She chose her because she thought she spoke really clearly and she loved listening to her speak. Now, if you aren't sure who you would like to choose, check out my video, 20 British English accents in one video, and I'm sure you'll get some good ideas from that. Once you've got someone in mind, we can move on to my third suggestion, which is using a technique called mirroring. This is when we use a very short chunk of audio. We listen to it, we practice repeatedly to try and recreate the sounds as accurately as possible. So we do this for a few reasons. First of all, we're looking for natural pacing. How do they structure their sentences? Do they leave space between words or phrases to help them speak more clearly and fluently? We're also looking for connected speech. How do they blend these sounds and these words together? Now we'll get to connected speech in a moment, but first, let's use an example from Gemma Chan.
The live ones got away.
Okay, that was really short, wasn't it? I'd suggest listening to it a number of times to get a feel for what she's saying. Maybe slow it down if you need to.
The live ones got away. The live ones got away.
Then figure out what she's doing with the sounds. So, for example, she's using a glottal T on got, and then she's linking got to away. So it sounds like got away. Got away. She's also using a rising intonation at the end of the sentence.
The live ones got away. The live ones got away.
The live ones got away. So you hear that connected speech and linking, so got away, and that intonation as well, right? Live ones got away. Okay, let's do another sentence.
Yeah, someone picked them up in a van.
Okay, so let's analyze what we can hear. We've got a weak form on them, so it's them, and then we've got linking on up in a van. Up in a van. And there's a rising intonation at the end.
Yeah, someone picked them up in a van. Yeah, someone picked them up in a van.
Yeah, someone picked them up in a van. So even that yeah, it's kind of very natural, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, someone picked them up in a van.
Someone picked them up in a van. All right, so mirroring techniques are just all about repetition. So it's all about understanding the space in the sentence, the linking, connection of all the words, and of course, the intonation. Now, this is a fantastic technique to use, particularly if you want to recreate those natural stress and intonation patterns that proficient English speakers use. Okay, I mentioned connected speech earlier, and that is my fourth suggestion. I want you to start incorporating into your spoken English because that's exactly what proficient English speakers do all the time. Connected speech is the way that speakers blend sounds and words together or omit sounds to sound more fluent. Now, we've already looked at a few techniques in this video. We had weak forms and we've had linking. But There are so many others. If you are new to the concept of connected speech, I would suggest just starting by noticing connected speech in proficient English speakers. Listen and observe. The mirroring technique that we looked at earlier is perfect for this. Take a very short clip, slow it down, analyze it, and see what's going on. Every proficient English speaker is using connected speech all the time, perhaps without even knowing it. You will too, you just have to start by building the foundations first. This leads me to my fifth suggestion, which is to find yourself expert help. If you want to build big muscles, you get a personal trainer. If you want to learn the guitar, you'd find a music teacher to show you how. And if you want to become a proficient English speaker, you need a good teacher. Find someone who knows exactly the areas that you need to improve on. There's so much information on YouTube and elsewhere, but a teacher's job is to help you identify the areas that you need to improve. Finding a teacher is a very personal thing. There are tons of teachers out there, but it's quite hard to find the right one for you. Now, I've been working one-to-one with students for over 15 years, helping them to become proficient English speakers, and I'd love to work with you too. We are currently offering 2 solutions to our students to help them become the English speakers that they want to be. Firstly, we have our signature online pronunciation course. There are over 50 videos telling you everything you need to know about British English pronunciation. We start with the foundations, we work through all the tips and tricks of connected speech, and finally, we end up with stress and intonation. It is a course that is essential for anyone learning British English. We also have private pronunciation consultations with me. In these, you and I will jump on live Zoom calls and we will identify all the areas of pronunciation that you need to improve. And together, you and I do the work to improve your pronunciation. So if you're interested and you'd like to learn more about the course and the consultations, check out the link in the description below. There are, of course, great resources and teachers out there. Do your research, find the one that's right for you, and good luck. Now here are 2 videos to start you off on your pronunciation journey.